We are live now.
Does that?
Yes, Divya.
Great. So, hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed speakers, fellow entrepreneurs, and our valued participants. I'm Divya Kumari, project coordinator at Entrepreneurs Equal, which is a leading organization accelerating startup ecosystem success worldwide. Since 2021, we have provided advisory services in 22 countries across 6 continents, incubated 350 startups, and created 1,800 plus jobs. Our mission is to boost startup success and enhance ecosystem performance globally. We offer strategic consultations, educational services, skill development courses, and mentorship programs with a 95% satisfaction rate and 40% improvement in operational efficacy. Partnered with our grant success to leading experts and proven framework, driving sustainable change and long-term economic growth. I'm your host for the day, and with me, I have an amazing team who has worked day and night at the back to make sure to execute this event smoothly. It is our absolute pleasure to welcome you all on the third international conference on Global Entrepreneurship Week, themed Entrepreneurship for Everyone. Today, we have gathered as a global community of innovators and game changers and leaders to celebrate the spirit of entrepreneurship and empower the next generation of entrepreneurs. Throughout this conference, we'll focus on removing barriers for aspiring entrepreneurs, provide a platform for connection, collaboration, and knowledge sharing. We believe entrepreneurship is for everyone, regardless of background, age, or geography. Today, we'll explore innovative solutions, success stories, and best practices that will inspire and empower you to turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, first of all, I would like to invite our own Ma'am, Dr. Mahin Amjad, for the welcome note. Ms. Mahin Amjad is a serial entrepreneur and a global leader with a proven track record in entrepreneurship, education, and social impact. As a founder and CEO of Entrepreneurs Equal, Dr. Mahin connects entrepreneurs across 22 plus countries, driving growth and self-sustainable business models. She leads Women Ascension, a global NGO operating in 81 plus countries, advocating for initiatives aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. She empowers women to overcome challenges, develop leadership skills, and achieve economic independence. Recognized as the best global youth leader, Dr. Amjad's influence extends to her work as a consultant and advocate for sustainable business practices, particularly for women in the household industry. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Divya, for inviting me um, on the floor. I hope everybody can hear me loud and clear. Just for the confirmation.
Yes, we can.
Perfect, perfect. So let's keep it short. Thank you for joining us at the Global Entrepreneurship Week at Entrepreneurship Call in partnership with Women Ascension. These two incredible platforms have continuously has made significant contributions by addressing areas of negligence over time. As we gather here today to celebrate Global Entrepreneurship Week with the theme Entrepreneurship is for Everyone, I'm reminded for a very powerful quote by Richard Branson: business opportunities are like buses, there's always another one coming. This simple yet profound statement beautifully reflects the essence of entrepreneurship. It reminds us that entrepreneurship and opportunities are not reserved for selection and selected few. They are abundant and accessible to anyone willing to seize them. If one door closes, another one opens. It's about having the courage to step forward, take risks, and keep moving. This is the spirit we want to bring in here, that entrepreneurship truly is for everyone, regardless of background, age, or experience, with the right mindset, determination, and support of your strong community like ours. Each of you has the potential to recognize and act on opportunities that can change lives, not just yours, but others as well. With the spirit of giving back, we have designed various activities for the Global Entrepreneurship Week to educate, provide opportunities, and create medium for prospective and current entrepreneurs to network and align themselves with understanding of the current global market demand, mindset, and upcoming opportunities. This year's theme resonates deeply with entrepreneurs call in the ascension. For day one, both platforms have committed to encouraging self-sustainability, educating, empowering individuals to shape their own paths towards independence and decent quality of life. With a ripple effect, these efforts contribute to improving the overall standard of living.
Miss, there is a
Yes.
sound in the background. It's so annoying.
Okay. Is that okay now?
No.
No?
Yes, it's still the
Is it better
same.
now? Still there?
No,
Okay, just give me a second.
it's the same as it was. Now it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay now.
I have muted myself, that's why it's okay. Now it's better?
Yes, read again.
It started again.
Rejoin the meeting, maybe.
You may leave once and then rejoin.
No, somebody's joined twice. That's why.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes, it's
Is
fine
it
now.
better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's better.
What was the last part that you were hearing me say? All right, I'm going to just wrap it up. Okay, when I started entrepreneurship, I knew it is not just about starting a business. It's about recognizing opportunities, solving problems, making a difference, aligning with your purpose of life. This theme reminds us that anyone from any walk of life can harness entrepreneurial thinking to create meaningful impact. It exceeds borders, backgrounds, and circumstances. It's about recognizing opportunities, solving challenges, and empowering communities. This belief comes to life through the inspiring stories of our speakers from around the world, today each bringing unique insights and experiences. It often feels overwhelming when you try to figure out where to start, who to approach, how to improve, what's missing, or why performance isn't improving. These questions can only be answered if you are in the right circle. That exactly what we aim to provide, and we have designed all of our activities with this goal in mind to ensure you make the most of the experience and feel motivated to focus what's best for you. Today, you'll hear from amazing individuals who started from scratch. They'll share their stories, their journey, offering insights into entrepreneurship and challenges and rewards it brings. We have already held a workshop earlier, and tomorrow we will have another workshop again. Later in the coming week, we will continue with global networking event where you will meet entrepreneurs acting, seeking opportunities just like you. We are also committed to featuring and promoting new entrepreneurs until the end of this year to help publicize their ventures. All of this is done with a spirit of giving back because we believe entrepreneurship is about movement, not stagnancy. When you put in the energy, you will see the results. I want to leave you with a thought. Entrepreneurship is not a journey, it's a mindset, a belief that each one of us has power to create change not only to ourselves, but the world around us. The opportunities we create today will inspire generations to come. Let us take full advantage of the knowledge, stories, connections shared during this Global Entrepreneurship Week. Remember, success comes to those who dare to act, to those who embrace learning, to those who see every challenge as a new opportunity. So let's carry forward this message. that entrepreneurship is for everyone and acknowledging and welcoming diversity, removing barriers, especially from our minds. And let's begin many transformations, starting from ourselves to our community. Thank you for being here with this incredible moment that we have this year. I wish you all the best with entrepreneurial journey. Thank you, Divya. Over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You're inspiration for all young women like me. So now the time has come. So let me announce our first speaker, Miss Cindy Wu. She is a multi-talented, trilingual singer, songwriter, art dealer, motivational speaker, and of course, an entrepreneur. She's originally from California, but currently based in Taiwan. Right now, she is in Miami, actually. She has built an impressive career spanning education, performance, and entrepreneurship. With an executive MBA and multiple certifications, she is a skilled international consultant, helping businesses craft innovative strategies. As a vice president of global market development at SmartPlan Global Limited, Cindy drives international growth strategies. Her entrepreneurial spirit, passion for empowering others, and diverse skill set makes her a true leader. We are honored to have you, ma'am, and please share your expertise and share your insights with us.
Thank you, Divya. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone from around the globe. My name is Cindy Wu. I am a Californian US, currently living in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, and I am currently in Miami, US for a business trip under SVG Financial. And thank you so much for having me. First and foremost, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to Ms. Mahin Amjad for reaching out to me on LinkedIn and inviting me to speak here today. It's a great honor to be here speaking to you, and I also like to be here to acknowledge her incredible team for their outstanding work in empowering entrepreneurs across so many levels. Their efforts are truly inspiring and makes events like this a reality. On a personal note, I dedicate this moment to my family and my students, past and present, who have been my greatest sources of inspiration and strength. A special thank you goes to my mom and dad. Their unwavering love, support, and guidance have been the foundation of my journey. And without them, I wouldn't be here today sharing my story with all of you. So let's begin. Let me take you back to where it all started. My entrepreneur spirit comes from my father, a man who loves learning through travel and turn those lessons into thriving business endeavors. Growing up, I admire his vision and dreamt of being like him. But my father had different dreams for me. He wanted me to become a classical pianist and eventually married and have a family of my own. I started my piano journey at the age of 5, and for a long time that seemed to be my destined path. Then at 19, life threw me a curveball. I developed tendonitis, which drastically limited my ability to perform and compete as a pianist. It was devastating, but it also marked the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. For years, I oscillated between music education and business, torn between my love for the arts and my passion for creating meaningful change. 3 years ago, I had a pivotal moment. Being a part of Taiwan's education system for almost 13 years, I personally experienced how administrative power often overshadowed thoughtful, student-centered learning. That realization pushed me to fully embrace entrepreneurship as a way to bridge the gaps I had seen. It was a turning point that allowed me to combine my creativity, passion for education, and desire to make a meaningful impact. Of course, the path wasn't easy. Like many of you, I've heard the word no countless times. But please allow me to share something with you. Hearing no isn't the hardest part. The hardest part is dealing with broken promises, especially when they leave you in a position where you're expected to serve others, not as an equal, but as a subordinate. In many parts of Asia, there's a deeply ingrained tradition where networking happens over endless rounds of socializing and drinking. Opportunities seem within reach, but for women, they rarely materialize. You think you're in a room to secure your chance, only to find yourself serving drinks to the men at the table, watching as they hand the opportunity to someone else. Everything changed for me when I invited my mom to become my business partner. As my father's accountant, she was precise, decisive, and no nonsense. With her by my side, people quickly understood that within 2 hours of the meeting, they would know if we were going to work together or not. There was no room for games or outdated traditions. What I learned through it all is resilience isn't just about overcoming obstacles. It's about rewriting the rules. You don't have to play the norms that don't serve you. Find your strength to create your own path. Surround yourself with a supportive team and stay true to your vision. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow and push forward if you choose to see it that way. I soulfully believe that entrepreneurship is for everyone. My father taught me that it's not just about exchanging goods or services. It's about building relationships, fostering trust, and creating opportunities that uplift everyone involved. It doesn't matter where you start, whether you're driving innovation, building a small business, or pursuing social entrepreneurship, there's a pathway for you. Entrepreneurship is about solving problems, creating values, and making a difference in the lives of others. As I close, I want to leave you with something practical. Take your first step today. Whether it's researching an idea, reaching out to someone new, or setting a small goal, don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. And remember, we're all part of a much bigger team. Together, we can share our knowledge, experiences, and lessons, both the successes and the challenges, with the next generation. By doing so, we pave a smoother path for those who follow us and create a legacy of growth, resilience, and positive change. Thank you again for having me, and let's continue to inspire, empower, and grow together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I really feel your energy, and I feel like you're an example of a resilient woman. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. So again, so next we have ma'am Shinzana Boskovic. If I hope I haven't pronounced it wrong. Sorry.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Thank you, Div. Thank you. You pronounce it quite well. I know it's not easy to pronounce it, so thank you for your beautiful introduction today. Thank you, Mahid, for inviting me today and for all the people who are working together with you on such an amazing project like this. I'm really feeling so excited to be with all of you today. So, yes, Mahin, actually, you don't need to present my presentation. Maybe I can just talk and make a presentation of myself.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe it's better to do like that. So once again, good afternoon, everyone. It's really an honor to be here today with so many passionate individuals from across the globe. The theme of this conference, Entrepreneurship for Everyone, really resonates with me because entrepreneurship is not just about launching a business. It's about the mindset, as you said, Mahin, in the beginning, also about the empowerment and the resilience that Cindy talked about in her speech. And of course, after Cindy's speech, I don't know what kind of impression can I make, because you were so inspiring and your story was so nice, but I will give the best of myself to share with you my experience and my journey. But let me take a moment to introduce myself a little bit. So my name is Snežana Bošković. I live in Serbia, in Novi Sad, and I hold a master's in pedagogy from the University of Novi Sad. Afterwards, I was awarded a scholarship for the Swedish government and completed my studies at the University of Jönköping in Sweden. There I specialized in education and communication, focusing on post-conflict areas. Currently, I'm pursuing Gestalt psychotherapist training, and I have owned and managed a consultancy business called Communicate It or Communicate IT for 2.5 years now. In addition to my academic background, I have to say that I have more than 20 or 25 years of experience, which means that I'm old enough. I'm almost 50. So when I talk about my experience, people always say, oh, that is so much experience. But I always have to say that, yes, there are some age as well. So it comes also with ages. I have also participated in designing and implementations of numerous short-term and long-term educational programs related to life and business skills development. Since 2015, I have been a fitness and yoga instructor, as well as a consultant in nutrition and supplementation for sports and recreation. So why I'm telling you so much about me? Because I really like to approach to the person holistically. So that is how I also try to do my business. And I will talk about that more. On a personal note, I live in Novi Sad, as I said, and I'm a proud mother of a 16-year-old daughter called Simona. Let's say a really hardcore teenager at the moment. Today, I work with clients in one-on-one sessions at one psychological center, where I mainly focus on supporting adolescents, their parents, young adults, and couples in their personal development and mental well-being. So once again, thank you for the opportunity to share my story with you today. I'm not for the first time in these conferences, so I'm happy to see some familiar faces, but I'm also even more happy to see new ones and to be enriched by all of you today. So I'd like to start by sharing a bit about my journey. So like many of you, I started with an idea, a vision of the work I wanted to do, and a deep desire to make a difference. My path wasn't always clear, and it wasn't always easy. I began by working with small and large businesses, helping shape healthy organizational cultures, defining change management strategies, and supporting leaders as they navigated their challenges. Was boring as well, not always interested, but there was always something more I wanted to do, something that felt truer to my values and passions. As I continued my work, I realized that what truly set my approach apart wasn't just my professional expertise. It was the way I connected with people. I learned to approach everyone I worked with the heart. I tried to truly see them, listen to their needs, and understand their expectations. So these deep connections made my work not only more meaningful, but it made my approach and my brand standing out. So people didn't just see me, I would say, as a service provider. They saw me as someone who genuinely cared about them and their success. So this is something I've carried with me throughout my entrepreneurial journey. And it's something I believe is critical for all entrepreneurs. Oh, this word is breaking the tongue, this entrepreneur. But anyway, I really believe it's something that is critical for all of us, especially when starting with limited resources. So, as few of you said, entrepreneurship is is actually a mindset, not a title. So, much more than creating a business or making money, as at its core, entrepreneurship is about the freedom to design your life and work in a way that align with your values and passions. It's about stepping into the unknown and taking risks by doing so with integrity and purpose. That was my case, at least. So when I first started my journey, I didn't know exactly how things would unfold. There were plenty of uncertainties, and I didn't always have a steady flow of clients or financial security. But I knew I was doing work that mattered to me, and that made all the differences. Whatever it was, um, whether it was coaching the teams, offering psychosocial support, or even teaching yoga to vulnerable groups, the act of connecting with others in a meaningful way was at the heart of everything I did. So, you don't need to run a large company or a tech startup to be an entrepreneur. That mindset can be applied anywhere, whether in business, education, healthcare.
नहीं डाले थे आपने होशियारी तनख्वाह पे दूंगी तनख्वाह पे अभी बता रहा हूँ मुझे नहीं पता आंटी के 1500 और वो 2.5 और इसके 1500
You please just mute yourselves, participants. Great, thanks. So it doesn't matter. Is it business? Is it education, healthcare, arts, fashion, or anything you do? It's about recognizing your ability to create change, to problem solve, and to lead in your unique way. So no matter where you are or what field you're in, I really encourage you to think of entrepreneurship as a way to make a difference and to approach your work with heart and intention. So now I would like to just to present to you a few principles that I think are kind of maybe crucial thing for me if we are talking of entrepreneurship for everyone. So the first one, I would say, start where you are with what you have. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned in my entrepreneurial journey is that you don't need everything to be perfect to start. When I first launched my work as an entrepreneur, I didn't have a large client base or a stable income stream. I had to start with what I had. And what I had, my skills, my experience, my connections, and trust that I would find my way forward. So starting with what you have can lead you to unexpected opportunities. Maybe you are a young woman looking to start a business or someone in a more established career trying to pivot. You don't need a perfect plan or endless resources. What matters is that you take that first step, as Cindy said, however small, it's the most important step in the journey. And another one, embrace setbacks as stepping stones. So in the journey of any entrepreneur, setbacks are inevitable. For me, it was the uncertainty of cash flow, dealing with taxes, invoices, and always hearing from the others that this might not be the best time for you to start a business. This is the period of crisis. This is a period of, you should just keep silent, remain silent, just do your work within this company or within that company. But, we are not sure, is that a good decision to step into entrepreneurship? But I kept going because I knew that entrepreneurship is about resilience, is about learning from those setbacks and using them as opportunities to grow. So the first time I faced a financial hurdle, it felt like the end of the road. But what I learned from that experience is that every setback brings a lesson. If you're willing to learn, these moments of struggles can become the building blocks of your future success. Also, choose your people, build relationship. One of the greatest freedoms entrepreneurships offer is the ability to choose the people you work with. Over the years, I've been really fortunate to work with people I trust, people who have integrity, a strong work ethic, and a positive attitude. These are the people who will help you build something meaningful. So entrepreneurship, isn't just about building a business. It's about building relationships. It's about finding mentors who will guide you, partners who will collaborate with you, and clients who will grow with you. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and share your values. So when you're just starting, especially in environments where resources may be scarce. Relationship can become your greatest assets. So you don't need to go it alone. Find people who share your vision, and together you can make things happen. And now I will soon finish my presentation with a little bit more focus on women, because those of you who were listening to me before, you know that I always somehow make a point or talk more about the women empowerment, or I would say giving women a power. So we cannot empower somebody who already have a power. We just help other women to find a way to put that power in power, I would say like that. So, to all the young women in this room, let's say today, I want to encourage you to recognize your power. There's a world of opportunity out there waiting for your ideas, creativity, and leadership. So, entrepreneurship for women is not just about making money. It's about creating opportunities, building communities, and leading with purpose. So through my work, mentoring young women across Asia and Africa, I've seen firsthand how powerful it is when women take ownership of their ideas and futures. So entrepreneurship offers the freedom to design your life on your terms, to balance your personal goals with professional aspirations. It gives you the chance to shape your future, no matter where you come from. So I believe deeply that women, especially young women, have the potential to lead, and I encourage you to embrace that potential. So don't wait for the permission. You are capable of creating real change. To all aspiring entrepreneurs today, I encourage you to take the first step as well. Even if you're unsure of facing challenges, start with you are, with what you have. Keep learning, keep adapting, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. It's okay to start small. What matters is that you start. So again, to all the women in the audience, embrace your power, your creativity, and your unique perspective. You don't need anyone's permission, and I have to repeat this, to be an entrepreneur. The world needs your voices, your ideas, and your leadership. In conclusion, I would like to remind you that entrepreneurship is really for everyone. It's not just about launching a business. It's about making a difference, creating something meaningful in your own way. So, no matter where you start, no matter the obstacles you face, if you approach entrepreneurship with integrity, resilience, and a mindset of possibility, I really believe that we can achieve anything. So at the end, I would like to thank you for allowing me to speak so much, to share my journey with you. And I would really like us to continue to inspire each other, break down barriers, and make the world a better place through entrepreneurship. I'm really looking forward to hearing your questions and your learnings about your journeys. And that would be me so far. Thank you again for listening and for your attention. Now I would also see those messages in chat box, and I thank you in advance for commenting, feeding me back. Thanks.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your words were absolutely music to our ears. Like, we really feel inspired at the moment. Thank you so much. And next we have Miss Rupa Patel. Miss Rupa Patel is actually an inspiring international business mentor, trainer, author, and a speaker. With over 20 plus years of experience, Ms. Rupa has empowered heart-centered entrepreneurs from 19 countries and 12 industries, including Amazon, Lenovo, and Swiggy. Her mission is to support 10,000 entrepreneurs in growing their income and impact without paid advertising. Ms. Rupa has high energy approach, combining business mentoring, training, and speaking to foster genuine growth. She's a founder of Weekend Nuts and Heart Leaders Club, driving positive change and inspiring powerful leaderships. Ms. Rupa believes success is most meaningful when it serves a greater good. And we are honored to have you, ma'am. Stage is all yours.
Hey Divya, thank you so much for such a lovely introduction. And even before I could begin, I just want to check if all of you can hear me all right. Just give me a
Yes.
sign. Thank you so very much. So before I could begin, a big, big, big hug and thank you. Can we all type into the chat box, Maheen? Let Maheen feel the love. Just type in Maheen. Maheen, this is me and all of us giving you lots of love, lots of love. Thank you very much for putting this entrepreneurship summit, the international summit, third time in a row. And it is an honor and privilege to be here. Lots of love to Team eCall and all the August audience here. And what an honor it is to share the stage with esteemed speakers from so many places. I look forward to learning from you. So now that, Maheen, I hope you can see all the love coming to you. You truly deserve it. Thank you. All right. So now I have a question for the audience here. But before asking this question, let me ask you. You see what this is? Have you ever struck a matchstick and watched as it catches potent fire? Yeah? Type in fire into the chat box. And this is exactly how most of the entrepreneurship journey begins, with just a tiny spark. That's it, just a tiny spark. Yes, thank you very much. So long ago, when I left my corporate career, well-paid corporate career, like a crazy person, many of us, we have done that. So when I left that job, high-paid job, I had no definite vision, no perfect plan, and certainly no funding. But what I did have was two things: curiosity and courage. Type that into the chat box. Curiosity and courage. These were my two assets. And in fact, these were my tiny spark which ignited the flame of entrepreneurial journey for me. And today I'm here with just one intent, and that is to help you find your tiny spark. Okay, and I promise I'm going to give you something within the next few minutes which will help you find your spark in just 5 steps. How many steps, please? Type that into the chat box. 5 steps. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So I promise to give you that. But before that, let me come back to my entrepreneurial journey. With your permission, type OK. If I have your permission to share my journey with you, type OK into the chat box. And thank you so much for all your interaction. Maheen knows and all the speaker knows that this is how we learn from each other. So thank you. All right. And thank you for your permission. So going back, this was year 2013 when I had left my full-time high-paid job and I started my first venture, and that is Weekend Nuts. Weekend Nuts. And the idea was very simple: to create meaningful events. But the implementation was not that simple. Among all the hardships that I faced, especially as a working mom, full-time mom, who has also got into startup, among the many hardships, the biggest one was facing rejections. When you do the cold calling, when you try to pitch your product and services to corporate, how many of you know, fill in the blanks. With every no, you get one step closer to a what? With every no, you get one step closer to yes. That is correct. But how do you keep going? How do you keep going when it is correct, Divya? Thank you. Cindy, thank you. So, but how do you keep going? For me, the mantra was, and I would like to share this mantra with you, that is, ask yourself, what is my next step? Write that into the chat box. What is my next step? And with just that focus on only one thing, that is my next step, I soon got clients like Amazon. We all know Amazon, Lenovo, Swiggy, and some of it that Divya has already mentioned. And yes, within a few years, I started enjoying the rewards of entrepreneurship. But I also realized that not every startup will reach to this phase. How many of you know that 90% of startups die within the first year? So it wasn't easy. And I know the pain, and I do not want any startup, any entrepreneur to be in that pain anymore. And that is why by the year 2019, I decided to mentor entrepreneurs and business owners full time. Within no time, as of now, as of date, Divya, correction, as of date, I have served clients and business owners from over 20 countries and 13 different industries. But I believe that I've just got started. And yes, today I may be an international business mentor, trainer, author, and speaker, but what is closest to my heart is what Snezana, I'm so sorry, I may be taking your name wrong, apologies, but I loved what you shared. I loved what you shared, that creating the growth environment. And that project is the closest to me. In fact, two pet projects. One was when I was a business mentor to the rural women entrepreneurs of India for small villages. Some of you were asking those questions, how to start with zero capital. Find mentors. And that was my first pet project. It was by Google, and I was one of the mentors there. And the second is creating my own Heart Leaders Club, where we are obsessed about creating world-class leaders, not just business owners. Okay, how many of you can relate to that? Type in me into the chat box if you relate that you need environment where people are crazy about your success. Type in me. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Agnes. Thank you, Divya. I love me. All right, so now as you know what, enough talking about me, talking about myself. Now I want to talk about you and your entrepreneurial journey. Why? Because some of you might be thinking, hey, Rupa, I'm a student. I am a full-time working professional. I am a speaker. Why are you talking about entrepreneurship with me? But you know what? This is the entire theme. How many of you now type into the chat box, that's me. Type into the chat box, that's me if you love helping other people. Type in that's me. Type in that's me if you love solving problems. Yay! Congratulations, Amina. A gift, Jannat. Thank you very much. If that is you, then you know what? Congratulations. You already have the foundation of entrepreneurship, because entrepreneur is the one who solves problems. That's it. So each one of you is an entrepreneur. And as promised, I showed you a spark today. I showed you the fire today. And now I'm going to give you the 5-step framework. So I have really, tried condensing my 2 decades of corporate and business experience into a 5-step process called a spark. So type into the chat box SPARK, but this time use all capitals, because as some of you have already guessed it, it is an acronym. Okay, so let's quickly get started. Let me see how I'm doing on time. Oh, I have not started the timer. But let me quickly walk you through the process. Number 1, the first step is, thank you very much for typing in, Sana, Nazrin, Cindy. Thank you very much. You guys are so amazing. So the first step is letter S. And you have heard this. If you're paying attention, all our previous speakers have talked about it, and that is start small. Type that into the chat box. Start small. And I loved what my previous esteemed speaker said. Start from wherever you are with whatever you have. And how many of you are perfectionist in the house? Type in me if you identify yourself as a perfectionist. Here is a big tip for you. I am a recovering perfectionist. And here is a big tip for you. In order to start small, ditch perfection. Ouch. Ouch. Ditch perfection. And that is how you start small. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next step. And that is P. Letter P. You have heard of this as well. P stands for pursue passion. Type into the chat box passion. Type into the chat box passion with passion. Because when the going gets tough, passion is what will keep you, moving ahead. Passion. Thank you very much. Now A, spark. S was for start small. P was for pursue your passion. Next is A. If you do not do this step, letter A, you will become a dinosaur. That is, you will go extinct. So the letter A stands for adapt. ADAPT. Can someone type that into the chat box? Adapt. Adapt quickly, quickly. Challenges and changes are inevitable. What is your next step? Adapt quickly. Do not wait. Now, what was S? S stood for start small. P stood for pursue passion. A was adapt quickly. Now, the next R. What is the next letter? R. This is something which will help you not feel lonely in your entrepreneurship journey, because R stands for yay. Who is that? Abu Bakr? You are amazing. That is correct. Correct. R stands for relationship matters. Everyone type in relationship into the chat box. And the biggest tip that I can give for relationship, maintaining relationship, is think collaboration, not competition. Collaborate, do not compete. There is enough to go in the world to come back. Abundance mindset. And that is SPAR. What is remaining in the Spark framework? The fifth step. If you do not do this, you will be history, you will be statistics. So the K stands for keep going, keep going, keep going. And the easiest way to do that, by the way, because going gets tough, and I promise in entrepreneurship journey, there are a lot of challenges, but the best way to keep going is identify and remember why did you start in the first place. And congratulations, that is you unlocking the Spark framework. So thank you very much for taking notes and writing it down. But here is my big tip for you. This Spark framework will help you get started. It will ignite the journey, the entrepreneurship journey for you. But what is most important is staying in the process, staying on the path of entrepreneurship until you succeed. And for that, find a growth environment. Find a growth environment such as our Heart Leaders Club, what Maheen has created, so that there are others who lift you up, to support you, to push you, to even kick you out of your comfort zone if that is needed. But once again, before you go, type into the chat box Spark. And if you are willing, if you are truly willing to ignite your spark, to start small, to pursue your passion, to adapt quickly, to build relationships, and to keep going, if you are ready to do that, type in 100%. Because remember, entrepreneurship is a mindset. It is not a title, as beautifully as Maheen has said. So type in 100% if you are willing to ignite the entrepreneur within you. Thank you very much. It was an honor and privilege to serve you. Oh, this is Rupa Patil. Divya, back to you, my girl.
Am I audible? Let me know this. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. So how much, like, do you get this much energy out there? I really feel like I feel your energy at the moment. Thank you so much for your words. I feel like all of us will remember this 15 minutes. Thank you so much. So now, after this perfect performance, let's move ahead. Next, we have Ma'am Adishola Helen. So meet Madam Adishola Helen. She's the president of the American Arab Women's Chamber of Commerce, a dynamic leader and a visionary. She drives women economic empowerment across Africa and Arab world. She forged transformative partnerships, strengthening socioeconomic ties, and create pathways for bilateral trade. She's the founder of Ladies in Business Magazine Global and She Global Awards, recognizing and celebrating women entrepreneurs' achievement. Ma'am, stage is all yours.
Thank you so much for having me. Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you so much for having me Oh my God, it's a great pleasure to be here. Rupa has really taken everybody from one stage to the other, and I was beginning to wonder, oh my God, Rupa has taken away all the classes. What am I going to say? Even though she has said some of the things that I'm going to say. But again, I was once told that it is only a foolish person that will say, they've said everything in the class, or they've said everything. Oh, no, you must always have something to say if you're really intelligent and you have the brain enough to think and to be creative on your own. So thank you so much for having me. Like I've been introduced, my name is Ambassador Adeshola Elin Onodipe. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm so happy to see some of my Nigerian people here. God bless you all for joining this platform. I mean, entrepreneurship is the next thing to happen. I was told that a time will come, there will be no job again. So those are already in the line of entrepreneurship will be the one that will be gaining at the end of the day. So I'm happy. Gift, thank you so much. God bless you. And for the convener and the people that organize this platform, especially you, my lady, Mayan, I really want to appreciate you. Well done for putting this together. When I saw your invitation, I was like, yes, this is what I love to be. This is what I love to be part of because I can relate. I'm from that journey. I'm still on the journey anyway. Yeah. So I'm just gonna say briefly introduction about myself. I'm the founder and publisher of Ladies in Business Magazine Global, where we talk about the success stories and the struggle stories of women in business globally, both female, especially young entrepreneurs like you, and people that are here on this platform right now. And also, I'm the president and founder of the African Arab Women Chamber of Commerce in Dubai. I'm based in Nigeria and also in Dubai. But of course, because of what I've been doing, I've been going back and forth. So I also own an event business company, and I also do business training as well. I used to be a banker in the banking industry in Nigeria for 10 years. I left my banking industry to start my own business journey. And I said to myself, how can I impact life? I did not just want to leave the banking industry because it's fun or it's interesting, but because I want to find myself. Now, I'm going to go to my last conclusion, but I'm going to come back to it to tell you that in all those things we're talking about, please find your own niche. Everybody is taken. Rupa is taken. Mahen is taken. Jenny is taken. Zambogna is taken. Gift is taken. I am taken. You find yourself. When you are able to find yourself, we call it self-actualization. That way you can be able to analyze yourself, distinguish yourself, create yourself, something unique about yourself, which makes me to let you know that we are all gifted. It's like a tree with different branches. We all have our own part to play. The head is there to play its part, the leg, the arm, the eyes, the nose, just like that. So you find where you belong so that you can take over your own territory and thrive and be that main thing happening in your own territory. That's why people fail when they try to jump to be in other people's shoes or in other people's territory. You're going to fail because that is not your calling, that is not your gift, that is not what you're meant for. So let me quickly just go back to say that we are all saying that entrepreneurship is for everyone. Yes, but it's only meant for people that are ready to make it as a lifestyle. So I'm going to say entrepreneurship is actually a lifestyle. And it is a lifestyle for the people that are ready to do 10 things that I'm going to explain right now. And this is applicable to me. And these are the factors that I have practically done, gone through, I've passed through it, I've seen it, it's been done and tested. So the first thing, and Rupa actually mentioned it where she was talking about the spark thing, which is passion. Passion is the key engine that makes you to drive your car of business of anywhere you want to go. Like she said, there will be a time you will be low. maybe there is no sale or government law or government policy or some, natural disaster, something just happened. How are you going to cope? Like, for example, during COVID, so many businesses fold up, right? And some even were able to thrive during that COVID, right? Some made a lot of money, some lose money, some were able to pick up. So during those times is your passion that's going to be your key driving point to maintain you and sustain you to stay on put on the course of your business. So please, for whatever you want to do, after you've been able to find your own niche, make sure it's something you're passionate about. And the second one, you have to be a people person. That's about relationship also that Rupa mentioned. If you're not a people person, I'm sorry. I mean, you are in people's business, right? So how will you want to be in their business if you're not a people person? So you must know how to be a people person. And someone want to ask me, Shola, how do you do it? Like, for example, you're trying to talk to someone or pitch your, business to someone, and it tells you no. Just like Rupa said, the more no I'm getting closer to my yes. And the person asked me, what if the person just snub you or they don't want to talk to you? I said, I move on to the next person. That doesn't disturb me. Actually, a scenario happened in a networking platform, and I was trying to, talk to a lady, one of the speakers. I'm one of the speakers herself. Maybe she didn't know, but I tried to greet her, and she was like, kind of giving me some attitude. I said, oh, okay, fine. I forget. So the owner of the event, when she saw me, she quickly ran towards me. I was like, oh, ambassador, and she was not trying to introduce me to this lady that snubbed me. And I was just laughing. So she was like, oh. So I'm trying to say that at that moment, I've been able to have a form of, reservation about the kind of person she is right there and there. So you must be a people person, not a people pleaser, but make sure you are someone that can relate with people positively, right? And the next one is you have to be extremely resilient. That makes very close about being passionate, but resilient is more key because you have to be able to withstand the storm. You have to be able to know what to do at every particular point in time. You have to be able to stand firm. At the same time, like I used to say, find a way to be fragile in your business. Don't be too rigid, okay? If there are some places that you have to be flexible to allow some things to go, allow it, especially when you're just growing up. Just don't be rigid and say, oh no, and be stagnant. This is how I want to do it, and this is how we do it. If you're not being flexible, some other people are going to take up your business. All right. So you have to find a way around it to be flexible and make sure you are very resilient during your business journey. The next one is adaptive. I mean, Rupa mentioned that also. I'm going to target at adaptive and committed. These two stands together. When I left Nigeria to go to Dubai, it's a different culture, different people, tradition, religion, what have you. I'm a Christian. It's a Muslim country. But again, I need to find a way to mingle myself. I want business, right? I need to understand their culture, know the people, what they want, how they want it, their presentation. All these things I need to find a way to adapt myself to it. That is the way I can sell. And by the grace of God, I've been selling my magazine in the United Arab Emirates, not just Dubai, Sharjah, and other, Emirates in in the UAE. So, it's been a wonderful journey there. And the fifth one is finance and funding. Of course, we all know it's not easy. That part is a crucial part. But I tell you, if you want to start your business, and let's say you need $1 million or $500,000, try to do something. I did it. When I wanted to start my business, I started first with event management business, and I couldn't have money because the money that I was supposed to get from the banking industry when I resigned have been used up for the loan I collected. Yes. So I have loans from the bank while I was working. So they were supposed to give me my, takeaway, after leaving the bank, but the loan has been, has eaten that up. So I have nothing. So I really started from the scratch. And what do? I love wristwatch so much. And I started selling wristwatches. I went to a guy that was selling it. and I was selling it double. I went back to my friends in the banking industry. I started selling it to them because they sold it for me also. You know, they will sell you higher, than the usual, market price because you are working in the bank, So for the fact that I love wristwatches, I went to wristwatch business. I was having so much gain in it. I was pumping it into start my business because I tell you, no bank, no family, no funding organization are going to help your starting business. No, they are not ready to risk their money into your initiation or idea or creative business. They don't know the end result yet. So they're not going to help you. So you have to find a way to fund yourself to start your business. If you're able to get funding, lucky you. But if you're not able to get, please, it is not an excuse. Find a way to always get source of funding, savings, and what have you is there. The next one is research and development. Try to make proper research of whatever you want to do. Even for the fact that A is already doing it or B is already doing it, you should have a proper research and development for it. And let people know why they should patronize A and not patronize B, or why they should patronize you. Like, for example, for my magazine, it's a double-edged sword magazine. It's something unique and different because I know there are a lot of magazines for women entrepreneurs out there, but I want something unique, something different, something catchy, something that you want to really own and behold the, especially the hard copy. It's a front and back magazine. When you turn to the front, you see a cover page lady. You turn to the other side, you see another cover page lady. So I don't know if there's a magazine like that in the world, but I'm sure mine is one of part of the first 10. So you have to ensure that you make proper research of something you want to do. Get your competitors, look into what they're doing, and make sure that you develop that their area of weakness, so that will be something you will use to be an edge over them, and you'll be able to make sales upon entering the market. The next one is branding and marketing. Of course, we all know branding and marketing is very important. I mean, using social media, you don't have to have so much because you're just starting. Social media is there. In fact, I have been using and thriving. Of course, what I'm doing is about, media. So social media has been a great platform for everybody and anyone at any age, at any race, to thrive and make their business seen out there with less or minimal money or cost. The next one is resourceful networking. Like Pupa explained the other time, Rupa explained the other time also, that you have to connect with people. I'm going to say, make sure you connect with resourceful networking, because everybody is not meant for you. You have to identify that platform, that community, that platform that is meant for you, that will make you to thrive and be successful in whatever you intend to do at the end of the day, so that you just don't slack it and maybe you're already, at the stage of a third level or fourth level of your business, and you're still, with people that are just starting. You have to make sure that you are with resourceful people that can take you to the next level of your business. So that would take me to the next one, which is number 9, which I'm going to say you should have both personal and business mentor. These are the people that can guide you with your business, with your life, with your personal person also. And like I used to tell people, please, you are your first customer of your own business. Whatever you want to do, can you patronize yourself? Can you buy yourself? Is this something you can afford? Is this something you will look and you'll be interested in buying yourself? If it's not, then throw it away or go back to the drawing board and find a way to do something wonderful that you too can afford, that you too can connect with yourself and say, yes, I can buy it. And yes, I'm interested in buying it. So find personal and business mentors that can elevate you, that can educate you. And also, you are also your brand. Please, never forget, you are also your brand. How you look, your presentation, how you talk. They said you should practice. And the first OQP you practice is quality people. Sorry, I forgot this. OQP, only quality people. You should practice that. You understand? OQP, only quality people. Yes, it's not that you should not mix with other people, but hey, come to think of it, what are you looking for? We are looking for something, but mind you, it's give and take, not just go to people in order to just take. Find something to give. Like, for example, if I'm going to the sheikhs in Dubai right now, I make sure I package something to give to them. They don't need to ask me. And that way, I've been able to pave my way in. Even biblically, as a Christian, the Bible says the gift of the man openeth ways for him. So whenever I'm going anywhere to meet someone higher or bigger than me, I try to present a gift in order to pave my way to meet them. Not that they ask me, but it's something good. It's a good gesture that you should learn to practice. And the last but not the least, travel, learn, and relearn. Travel is part of business, it's part of education. You get to see other people, to know about them, their culture, their religion, what is most going for them that you can tap into as well. Then you can take your local business to a global level. Like I used to say, why local when you can also be global? You understand? And that way you can learn and you will relearn. If there are old things that you've known before, traveling will expose and give you a lot of exposure that you need to know more and get more. And like I said before starting, please find your own niche. I am taking, everyone is taking, find yourself. Thank you so much.
So much hearing you. I feel like where I was, like, why didn't connect with all of you before? So yeah, but it's never too late. So thank you so much. It was really inspiring to hear you out and all these advices. I really want all of the participants to note down these because they are very, very important advices that you will need in your journey of entrepreneurship. So next we have Miss Jenny Lynn, an innovative leader transforming the entrepreneurial landscape through authenticity, collaboration, and support. As a founder of Unique New Beauty Norm LLC, Jenny empowers entrepreneurs to create authentic brands, fostering neurodiverse thinking. Her philosophy centers on empowerment through community building, enabling solopreneurs to share resources and insights, generally combining integrity, human-centered connections, and sustainable success. As an international bestseller author, podcast host, and author-in-chief, Jenny is force for entrepreneurs worldwide. Stage is yours, ma'am. Please share your insights.
Thank you so much. It's so beautiful to be here, and I absolutely love everything that everybody has said. And there's going to be some repeats, right? But because we are each unique, we get to bring our own unique way to say what it is that we say, and we get to bring our own unique energy. We get to be who it is that we are. And that's the super, super exciting thing about life and about entrepreneurship. I want you to know that entrepreneurship is going to lead you to who it is that you are. Your success will depend upon that. Your success will lead you into the depths of yourself to really understand what is your passion. If I ask you right now, what is your passion? Put your passion inside of the chat for me. I want to know what your passion is. And then we're going to kind of come back to that because I'm going to ask you a question about your passion. Questions are very, very important. Curiosity. Rupa mentioned curiosity. Curiosity and compassion. Compassion is something, it's a gift that we give ourselves, that we let go of our moral judgment about right or wrong, right? And we just look at it curiously. Why? When? How? Right? And ask those types of questions, what it is. Heart-centered leadership, I see, right? And beautiful. I love heart-centered leadership. That's kind of my forte, really, at the end of the day. It's heart-centered leadership and ethos systems that are built from the core of who it is that you are. Please, if you spend time on one thing, spend the time on understanding the core of who you are so that you can build out the foundations and the pillars. That's part of why I left a steady job as a COO, because I saw women really struggling and their businesses were going for a year or two, maybe 3, out of pure grit and resilience and force to make it happen. And then they crumbled down to the ground like a leaning tower of Pisa. And part of that was because they hadn't really gotten down to their core. The core they were presenting, the core they were building off of was their moms or their dads or their teachers or societies, right? They hadn't really gotten down to understand who it was that they are. And those of you that are younger, I really, really want to encourage you to write down, who am I? And write down the answers and keep it, because you are closer to the remembrance of that truth. And it's going to be easier for you to connect to. Okay. So one of the things that I saw some of you guys put, was to improve your circle around you. You have passion. It's tough because you keep surprising yourself every day. I love that answer because it's so true. I'm what I call a multi-passionate because there are so many things that are important to me and that I love. And so one of the things that I had a problem or a struggle with when I went into entrepreneurship was the niche. Because any business coach that you go to will tell you that you have to niche down. You have to niche that down. You have to be clear, not clever. You have to be able to speak precisely. You're only speaking to one person. You're speaking to who you were 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. No, it's what I say to all of that. I call myself an iconoclastic visionary. For one, because I am an icon. For two, because I have a vision. And really what that means is that I will take what society, the constructs, the belief systems of myself, of society, and of those around me, and we will peel back the layers and we're going to crumble that down and we're going to find the truth. We're going to find the gift that's really down underneath all of those layers, because those are the things that are going to help you move forward. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Jen Lin. I am the queen of muchness and the unicorns. Okay. That's something that most would tell you, you can't do that in business. You can't be a founder and a CEO and look like that, talk like that, act like that, believe like that. This is another thing I want you to always believe, that when someone tells you no and they have resistance against you, push back by leaning into whatever it is that they're asking you to change, because in that moment, they're trying to put you in a box and you are not meant to be in a box. You are a universe. You are an entire universe in a body, and you can create anything. I want to tell you this. If your dreams, when you tell other people your dreams, if you're not getting that response, you are not thinking big enough. You are not dreaming big enough. An entrepreneur's vision is something that, especially at first, it's your vision. That's because it's coming from the inside of you, and nobody else is going to be able to wrap around it at first. It's going to take them a minute to wrap around it. That's another reason that it's so important for you to know where it's coming from. And when things get rough and things get hard, you have to be able to know what your why is. Is your why social justice? Is your why hunger? Is it making it a better place? Is it evolution? What is your why? What is your why? Because that's what you're going to lean into when you feel like nothing is working, when you feel like you're in a dark corner and nothing's going your way, and you feel like you're just completely in darkness and nobody understands what it is that you're saying, and you can't seem to find what it is that you need. I want you to remember, you're never starting from square one ever again. You are always starting from experience, and entrepreneurism is a dance. It's a dance of back and forth and side to side and crossways across this vast experience of yourself, and digging deeper and deeper and deeper into the things that it is that you can help serve people with. Okay. When I was 33, I became a widow. Right shortly before that, in the 5 years up to that, I experienced significant health issues. And I was a firefighter paramedic at the time, and I lost my ability to do that job. And that job meant everything to me. It had become an identity. I walked for 3 years carrying my son back and forth with me to work and saved every penny that I could to be able to put myself through school to be a firefighter paramedic, the first in my family to ever pursue something outside of public school. And truthfully, I only have technically an 8th grade education. I got my GED, what's called a GED, and then I began to make my own rules and my own life. You are the creator. You are the creator, and you can create anything that you will put your time, intention, and attention to. Write it down. Write it down. It's so important. When you write it down, you bring it from the ethers, you bring it from the land of dreams, and you bring it into this place where suddenly you can feel it, you can see it, you can smell it, though who wants to sniff paper? You can lick it if you want to and taste it, though please don't, because that's going to give you a terrible tummy ache, and that's the worst thing to have as an entrepreneur, right? But you're still going to push through on those days. You're still going to push through because our life and what is happening doesn't define us. It refines us, right? It sharpens us. It gives us resilience and agility and things that it is that we don't necessarily even know that we have. But when we dig deep, we do that. And when we feel like you're all alone and you feel like you can't see and you feel like you've lost your vision, you want to be able to look back. I call it a brag journal, right? Because we can create all the evidence in the world that the world is against you. See all of the things I've been through? See all of the things that have been stacked against me, and I can use that to keep myself stuck or frozen. And I want you to do something else. I want you to create your own confirmation bias is what it's called, right? And it's a system within your own body, within your own biology, within your own brain that you can use and biohack your life with instead of being set back. Everybody is always going through something. You know, we hear sometimes maybe somebody's going through something. Honey, we all are. We're all going through something. We're all going through something. We're all hungry. We're all tired. We're all sick. We all have things that we're going through all the time. But what I will say about that is whatever it is that you need and whoever it is that you need is always right beside you. So when you're in those moments, look around, learn to identify what it is that you need. And as a creator, what can you put in your hands and create something else with it? And if you feel that you have no control over what it is that's happening, I'm going to ask you to put the I in response I ability, place it in your own hands. When you bring it into yourself, you do have the power to change how you are responding to whatever it may be. And you can be blinded by your own light. When we feel blinded in the most dark, think about it. If you shine a light bulb right in your eye, you can't see anything. You're blinded. And that's what I believe is truly happening when we experience that in our lives. Entrepreneurism really is meant for everyone. And a lot of you here are Gen Alpha, and I have such a special place for you in my heart. And so much of what I do every single day is for justice, it's for impact, it's for legacy. It is absolutely 100% about how I can serve. It's how I can leave the world to be a better place. But know that that might not be your driving force. That might not be your driving force, but it's mine, right? So don't get caught up in what other people do or what it seems like everybody else wants you to do. Really lean into being yourself. because of all of you and because of all of us that are blazing paths for you, the future of entrepreneurism is diverse and it's inclusive and it is abundant. I see a world where success, it isn't just about numbers, but it's about alignment. It's about our muchness and our values and our true purpose. So what is your muchness? I asked you a question earlier. What is your passion, right? And now I'm going to ask you again, and this is your muchness. Okay. So what makes you angry? What makes you angry? Consistently, what makes you angry and really just makes you want to do something? It pushes you to step into action. We live in sometimes a positive mindset, which is actually can be quite toxic because, see, disappointment and injustice, right? So anger is something that tells us what our boundaries are. It tells us what's important to us. Laziness, injustice, disappointment. Don't forget that. Do not forget that because that is some part of the core of your passion. Okay. And with anger that is understood and harnessed, it moves things out of the way, right? It makes a movement. I call it moving your mass. Maybe you've heard of things such as like moving the mountains. We're going to move the mountains. The mountain is you. The mountain is you. And when you move, when you allow life to move you, when you allow your passion to move you, and you find others around you that you're moving together, then you suddenly are moving mountain ridges. You're moving whole mountain geographies. You are moving the world and you're moving it together. That is so important. Have an important network. Your vibe really does attract your tribe. Okay, so make sure that you're paying attention to who it is. And ones that come are not always going to stay. Relationships come and go. Like I said, it's a dance and our partners change. So try to get used to not taking things like that personal. I want to end with an invitation to connect. You all can please find me on LinkedIn and but take a step that scares you. Take a step that scares you. Step into that dream of whatever that big dream is and take it captive. Take it captive, grab onto it out of the thin air, write it down, give it matter, give it steps, give it a goal, give it your heart, give it your mind, give it everything that you've got every single day and look at it every single day. And you know what's going to happen is that you're not going to have to find a niche. You're going to become your niche. Like my niche is avant-garde branding. I took my love of injustice. I took my certification as a human rights. I took my sustainability goals. I took my LGBTQI plus goals. I took my love for makeup and fashion and the certifications that I have in all of these areas. And I created a niche. When you create a niche, when you're coming from your core, there is no competition. There's nobody that can compete with you. I want you to write something down for me right now. Money is important. And I want to wrap up with this. We say a lot of times money's not everything, and it's not everything. But if you hear somebody say that you're not everything and that, yeah, I kind of like want it, but it's not really about that for me, it's about something else. Do you want to be in their presence? If somebody says to you, man, I don't think that you're important. I don't really want to be in your, I can take you or leave you. You don't want to be in the present, right? With that person, or right? What if money as an energy, as a frequency, as a sentient extension of ourselves is the same? What if it needs to be seen and heard and accepted and respected? If you say things like money isn't important, you will not have it. It will run from you. It will always be just right out of your reach. And money is so important to be able to do what it is that you want to do in your entrepreneurship and in your life. It is so important. I want to encourage you. The one thing that you could do besides getting to know yourself is also getting to know money. Understand the power that it brings. Understand it. Get to know it. Date it. Love it. You guys are going to laugh at that, but seriously, build a relationship with it, because then it will be your friend. Then it will come to you because you are going to be able to do with it what it really wants, what it's really meant for, which is to share. It is to make things grow. It is all of those things. But if you are afraid of it, if you curse it, you will never have it. And it's so important. Okay. And the very last thing is, this is what I want you to also write down, is my name. I want you to write down my name because I don't want you to forget it. Okay. And my name is also an acronym. So it's Jen Lynn, JENLYN. Be justice driven. Always seek to receive and give empowerment. Networking is your life. Networking and having people to support you who believe in you is so important. Always, 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 always keep learning. Keep learning always, and yield. And what I mean by yield is sometimes resistance needs us to push back, like I talked about earlier. And sometimes it needs us to relax, like we're in water, to float and allow what you've already put into motion to carry you to the next stop. Learn the difference. And always look for an opportunity to be able to create a new moment where you have the courage to stand up for somebody else's human rights and for your own. Learn what they are. Learn what your rights are. It's so important. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your just simply being here, because the other thing I know is, even for those of you that are very young, is that it's been hard. It's been hard. And there are days that you don't want to be here. There are days you don't want to get out of bed. There's days you don't want to get dressed. There's days you don't want to do anything, but you have. And always remember, you have a 100% success rate. Thank you. So much.
So much, ma'am. I'm feeling goosebumps. I love your philosophy of being who you are, no matter what you are. Because if you fit in that box, you won't be able to stand out and you won't feel yourself. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your insights and your philosophy with us. So next we have Miss Asher. Welcome on stage. So Miss Asher is a trailblazer leader and a founder of Young Leaders Innovate. Asher empowers the next generation through innovation, education, and community engagement. Her organization promotes youth-driven initiatives, combat child labor, and advocate for agriculture efficacy. Asher's leadership extends internationally with roles as a diplomat, youth leader, ambassador for Peacemaker, and member of the United States Institute of Peace. She champions digital literacy, culture, diversity, and equal opportunities, driven by a passion for sustainable environment and a better access to healthcare and education. Welcome, Ms. Asher. Stage is yours. Ma'am, you're mute. Please unmute yourself.
Okay. Good day, everyone. I'm honored to be here today. My name is Esther Uzbechi Obodo, climate advocate, gender equality advocacy, and entrepreneur. I am your speaker for today's event. We explore topics entrepreneur. I would like to ask question, how many of you wants to become an entrepreneur? Raise your hands in the chat box if you want to become an entrepreneur. Okay. You see, it's good to go to school, study hard, and graduate with a good grade, and start up your own profitable business. Become your own boss. You see, entrepreneurship is a process of creating opportunity and creativity mindset, identifying problem and propose solutions, create a product and services to drive economic growth by reducing job hunting. We have key traits of an entrepreneur, and the key traits of an entrepreneur are creativity, ability to think outside the box and generate your own unique idea, taking risk, be willingly to calculate, take risks to achieve your goals. We have resilience, ability to bounce back from setback and failure, leadership skills to inspire and guide a team towards a vision. And we also have adaptability and flexibility to adjust strategies based on market demands, creating relationship, collaborations with customers to achieve your goals. Well, my journey into entrepreneurship began with a simple observation: the growing demand for affordable, high-quality cleaning products in my community. I wanted to provide a solution that was both accessible and effective. When I first started, I had no formal training in soap making and very little capital. I spent hours researching, watching tutorial videos, and experimenting with different formulations in my kitchen. There were moments of failures, but each one taught me something valuable. You know, entrepreneur is not by chances, it is a desire. The word itself, it's an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurships create opportunity, job opportunity, and drives economic growth, solving real world problems with innovative solutions. We have the critical conditions of starting up a business is financial literacy. A lot of you wants to become an entrepreneur, but when you check at your pocket, you say, my pocket will not be able to carry me to start up this business. Okay, now for you to become an entrepreneur, you have to start with what you have. Start with a little production. You don't need a larger scale business for entrepreneurship. What is most needed for you to become an entrepreneur is your ability to be active in your products. Entrepreneur is about creating changes. Starting as a small scale business, starting with a little capital will unlock more opportunities, build business legacies, and create generational wealth. You know, a lot of people will be like, I want to become an entrepreneur, but I don't know how to go about it. First of all, to become an entrepreneur, you need a creativity mindset. You need to be creative. You need to create, your product have to be unique. Like when I started my own journey, I started making soap production in my community. The first time I started, I had to go around, I patronized other people's products to see how it's being done, to see if my own will be better of their own, to see if my own idea is better of their own. I patronized them. Then I discovered that a lot of them soaps are liquid and there's no much perfume. Then I had to create more ideas. I created more ideas on how to make my own products unique. So for you to become an entrepreneur, you just have to have a creativity mindset, become unique. Your mindset has to be unique. Create a relationship, collaborations. You have to collaborate with other people in entrepreneur. Experience ones, gain insights from other people's experience. Just like I tell you my own stories, I started with a little capital in entrepreneur. That was about $20. I started with $20 to make liquid soaps. So this is it. I look forward to anyone's question. If you have questions, just type it in the chat box. I will respond. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Asher. It's wonderful to hear you. So next we have Miss Nina Brimmer. I hope I pronounced it right. She's the CEO of Nimble Tribe. She empowers high-achieving female founders to reach new heights. Through Nimble Tribe, she helps women optimize their physical, mental, and emotional health, enabling them to scale their businesses to 7 figures. Her signature program, The Edge, a female founder's blueprint, guide female founders on transformative 12 weeks journey. This program empowers women, especially in the post-conflict areas, to reclaim energy, enhance mental clarity, and achieve more while working less. Nina's mission supports sustainable success, helping women thrive in challenging environments. Welcome, Ms. Nina. Go ahead and share your journey with us.
Thank you so much. I'm going to share some slides with you as well. I hope you can see them on the screen.
Yes.
First of all, awesome. First of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored to speak here today. And in today's presentation, I'm going to share, like you already said, how you can show up at your best mentally, physically, and emotionally so that you can scale your business without losing yourself in the process. And whether you're just starting out or you're already running your own empire, I will outline some key strategies to help you break through the challenges, work smarter, and create lasting success by claiming your edge. And the first thing I want to start us off with is, what is your mental picture when you think of an entrepreneur? Is it maybe someone working in a garage on some new kind of technology like Steve Jobs? Is it a solo creator that is chilling by the beach with a laptop? Or is it maybe a local business owner who has turned their passion into their livelihood? Entrepreneurship isn't reserved for the selected few. It is a path that anyone can take, regardless of their background or experience. And like so many speakers have already talked about today, it is all about solving problems, creating value, and taking that first step, even when you don't really know where it will lead you later on. But here's the thing, while this journey can be incredibly rewarding, it is not always easy. And especially for high achievers, those of us who really like to push the boundaries, it often comes with its own set of challenges. So today, I want to share my story and some lessons I've learned and some strategies that you can use to thrive as an entrepreneur. And I've experienced the highs and lows of entrepreneurship firsthand. A few years ago, I founded a tech startup, and it was an exciting and fast-paced journey. We created a new technology, which was super fun. We were raising some money from investors, and we were in the middle of building a team. But that also came with working 12 to 14-hour days. I was constantly pushing myself. I was telling myself that success was just on the other side of a little bit more effort. And I ignored a lot of the warning signs. I was not sleeping well. I had constant fatigue and my brain felt foggy all of the time. And I just thought that that's what's needed if you want to become successful. But eventually I hit the wall, and all that exhaustion that I had just pushed down for years caught up with me. And that really put me on a halt, and I needed to take a really good look in the mirror and reevaluate what I wanted my life to be. And that's also when I realized that I needed to build an inner capacity that could hold this big life that I wanted to create. I needed a body that wasn't constantly exhausted. I needed a mind that wasn't spinning on overdrive. And I for sure needed to find a way to handle stress without leaving me unraveling. So I got to this thing that I today call the high performance paradox, and I'm going to touch on that in a second again. But just to foreshadow a little bit, today, like you already said in the beautiful introduction, I run a solo business working with high achieving founders. who are ready to scale their business, mastering their energy and focus. And I have seen firsthand by doing so how entrepreneurs can have an enormous impact by scaling their business instead of scaling their stress. And here's the paradox I've already talked briefly about, the high performance paradox, which is the belief that we need to push really hard to achieve some kind of success in life. We need to always go the extra mile. But this mindset, while it might be admirable, is also what leads to exhaustion, to burnout, and why we often feel stuck in our business or reach a plateau. Why? Because when we push without pausing, we drain the very energy and focus we need to make clear decisions, the one that we need to innovate and to grow. And it's a little bit like running a marathon without grabbing a water in between. It might go well for a while, but then at some point, it will catch up with you. And I think the entrepreneurs who truly thrive aren't the one that work the hardest. It's often the one that works the smartest. And they understand how to align their energy and their focus with their goals. And they know how to recharge so that they can show up every day as their best self. And before I dive into a few practical strategies, I quickly wanted to introduce a framework that I have developed to overcome this kind of high performance paradox. And it consists of 3 different pillars, and it is called the Edge Blueprint. And the first thing is the most visible and maybe most obvious one. We all have a body, right? We have this hardware, which needs the right fuel, the right care, and also a good balance between movement and rest. And then we have a nervous system, our internal software, that determines how we respond to everything. And I think this is a part of the puzzle that often gets overlooked, even though it is responsible for the way that we react to stress, how we process emotions, and how we stay balanced under pressure. And the more resilience we can build in our nervous system, the more capacity we have to show up to life and to our business. And last but not least, we have the source code, the core of who we are, or the why, the purpose, the values that drive every decision that we make. It's when we find that alignment that we can keep pushing, even though when things get hard, and they will if you're building a business. If we don't have that piece in place, it might feel like something is missing. It might feel a little bit empty. And I think oftentimes we don't really take too much time to really think about what we really want out of life. And I encourage everyone today, and there have been speakers before me who have talked about this element, to really sit down and think about what are your goals and where are these ideas coming from? Are they yours or do they belong to society? Each of these 3 pillars is crucial, and when they are working in sync, you can finally break free from the grind and you can step into a life of real sustainable energy. And as promised, I brought a few strategies with me today that can help you with that. The first one I call the energy renewal ritual. Our body is quite good at working in stretches from 60 to 90 minutes, but then we will all need a good break. So it is a good idea to get up from your desk, maybe have a nourishing meal, go for a little walk, or do a little stretch. And another thing that you can do to refuel really quickly is called a psychological sigh. And whoever is up for it, I invite you to do it with me right now. We're going to breathe in through the nose and fill up our lungs. And then we're going to breathe in a little bit more. And then we're going to exhale out through the mouth. So let's do that together. Let's inhale in through the nose. A little bit more. And then out through the mouth. And one more like that, in through the nose. A little bit more. And out. Beautiful. This can be a nice reset that you can do at any time in the day, or even when you're sitting in a stressful meeting. If you don't do it as loud as I just did for demonstration purposes, no one will even know that you're doing it. The second strategy is called the 3-win framework. Before I start any given day, I like to write down the 3 things I want to get done today, and that will be my main priority. And then I can plan everything else around these 3 activities. And the last strategy helps me with that, and that is setting really good boundaries. So whether that is meaning that you turn off all the notifications on your phone while you're working on these 3 most important tasks, or if it is clearly communicating with friends and family what is okay for you and what isn't, boundaries can do wonders for replenishing our energies and building sustainable success. These strategies aren't just tips. They are a part of a larger shift in how we can think about entrepreneurship. It's not just about doing more, it is about doing what really matters. And when you prioritize your energy and your focus, you can unlock a version of yourself that is more creative, more productive, and more capable to drive results. And what's exciting is that these principles don't just apply for the seasoned entrepreneurs, they also apply to the ones of us that are just starting out. So wherever you are on your journey, you can definitely take advantage of this. Then I think the only question that remains is, where do we even start? So maybe you want to implement one of those 3 strategies into your day, or maybe you can start by asking yourself, what would be the smallest thing you can do today to get a little bit closer to that entrepreneurial dream? Because entrepreneurship isn't about perfection, it is about progress. And taking the first step is what is going to build into a momentum that will then set you up. So my invitation today is, let's create something incredible together. And if you resonated with any of the things that I talked about today, I invite you to connect with me on LinkedIn. You can scan that little item there and it will bring you to my profile. I'm super keen to continue this conversation that we just started. I post there daily from Monday to Friday, so you're going to find a lot of tips and tricks about peak performance, mastering your energy, your focus, and your resilience. And yeah, entrepreneurship is a journey and you don't have to do it alone. So let's take the next few steps together so that we can all build ourselves up to thrive, and with that also a business that can thrive. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Christina. You highlighted a very important topic. Like, yes, we should be performing our best, but again, we should also take care of our body, our mind, and everything to make sure that we survive and we actually thrive in the future of the work. So now,
Yes.
among all beautiful ladies, we have one awesome gentleman, Mr. Harun Nur Mahmood. He's a visionary leader with 48 years of experience in international business and humanitarian work. As CEO and founder of H&M International Private Limited, Mr. Harun has established a global recognized company contributing to international trade and economic collaboration. A passionate humanitarian, Harun has made significant contribution to relief efforts, working alongside renowned philanthropist Abdul Sattar ET. He is currently based in South Africa. He inspired others through his work, combining business acumen with social responsibility. His leadership and integrity, driving business success and meaningful change in communities worldwide, and exemplifying the power of responsible leadership. Thank you so much, Mr. Harun, for joining us. Please share your expertise and years of experience with us. We are happy to hear you.
Greetings to all and one, wherever you may be. The world has become a village. I'm going to tell you a little story. And from my hair, you can see the color of my hair is gray, but it's not gray, it's platinum. So let's begin. I'm born in South Africa during the apartheid time. Apartheid is legal discrimination that was. Somehow, coming from an affluent family, I managed to get education in Pakistan. According to Karachi Grammar School, St. Pat's College, and I did my MBA at IBA. I'm from the class of 1976. I came back to South Africa and I was unable to get a job because of the color of my skin. I come from an enterprise family. My linguistic group is from entrepreneurship. So unable to get a job because of apartheid was a struggle. So you have to motivate yourself through challenges and resistance. Every challenge was a stepping stone. In entrepreneurship, there's hard work, there will be failures and success. The failure is because as an entrepreneur, you need to go on with your goals. So you will, you'll get your ups and downs, but you cannot give up. It's a marathon race, it's not a sprinter race. You need what this is mindset in order to become an entrepreneurship. In fact, you must start with a goal and you will achieve it. You will have failures. Obviously, it's human nature to have failures. Your success cannot be measured by your money you make. Your success must be measured the satisfaction you get in your mind. The richest people in the world are 70% are entrepreneurship, 20% are investors, 8% are athletes, and 3% are artists. The balance 0% are employees. They're not entrepreneurship. Nobody can get rich through education and salary. It's limited. Your mind is limited and everything. My purpose here is I'm like a mentor. Whatever your product, whatever you're serving, you need guts. You need office. You do need a bit of education. Or you need a lot of education sometimes, especially in this world we are in order for decision-making process. Makes it faster. The world has become such a village that knowledge is easily available. Now is how do you start a business? Sometimes you're lacking capital. Sometimes you're lacking knowledge, but you got to go for it, whatever it is, whatever it might be. If you're reading stories of people that had virtual, everybody starts from nothing. There's not an entrepreneur who has started with something. Those are inheritors. Inheritors are not entrepreneurship. But everybody else starts with nothing and made it. Because for inheritors is, you just inherit. There's no entrepreneurship. This requires a lot of ability on your mindset. If you look at anybody, if you look at the 10 richest people in the world, you see that they all started with nothing. Nobody was inherited. So well, irrespective of color, creed, whatever it is, I have put my Instagram, my LinkedIn, my Facebook. I think in my generation, very few caught up to the digital world we were moving in, but I am fortunate that I did catch up with it. What else can I say? What can make your journey for entrepreneurship easier? I feel that you are young people with a lot of passion, with a lot of ideas. Go ahead. You will find the up and downs, but at the end you will succeed in whatever way. I had so much obstacle in the apartheid time when racial discrimination. I was the first non-white MBA in this country, yet I couldn't get a job. And that was an obstacle of a lifetime. It was an intellectual, it was an intellectual assassination on me. That I could not get a job in a country that was we were based on race. But yet we went through it. So you'll find different environments, different scenarios. As long as you meet across the spectrum of people that are positive, that will give you a go ahead, irrespective where you come from, what's your background, you got to push. Money, of course, is important. Just tell me when my time is up. money is important. It's a medium, but I'm sure that all of you people who are listening or who participated or want to be part of this journey will reach challenges. There's no doubt about it. But you will overcome it. You shall overcome it, and we will overcome it. These are part of the scenarios of the world we're living in. And it's no more that huge world it was. The world has become a village. You have so much social media platform where you can put up your products or whatever you're offering, your services. And I'm sure that all of you will say, what? Some of you have given us so much of positive vibes and so much of energy. That is the generation you are. And your generation, I'm sure, will be much faster, much effective in this world that we're living. Although the world has become a little uglier in the last year or so, where humanity is at test. So you've got to face that challenge as it comes also. What else can I say? Any questions? Then you have I've left you my WhatsApp number. I've left you my Instagram profile. My Facebook profile is my name. My email. I'm available even as a mentor. I'm happy. I've shared a beautiful journey with two very powerful ladies, leaders of a country. One was the late Benazir Bhutto from Pakistan, and one was the former president of Pakistan, of Mauritius, Amina Gharib Hakim. And if you ask me, both females were so powerful in their respective fields, there was total equality. I have done what I had to do. The journey was nice, inspiring, and also, God willingly, all of you will succeed in whatever you do. But at the end of the day, I was educated to be an entrepreneur, but I come from a family background linguistically that are all entrepreneurship. We are children of immigrants. So my parents, my grandparents were from the subcontinent, and they all made it without knowledge. They came uneducated, but they made it. They made it successful. So we are what we are today. So my tribute goes to all of them, to all of you. The legacy is your network is your net worth. It's not the other way around. Your network is your net worth. So you must have the passion to create a network so that you can have a net worth in the network. It's not the other way around. It will never be the other way around. Your legacy will be what is not the money you leave behind. Your legacy is what you contribute back to society. My philosophy is your network is your net worth. Am I done? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Am I done or am I on?
It's up to you if you want to continue. We would love to hear more from you.
I can't hear your voice. Your voice is very low.
Okay.
No, it's still low.
We are good to go. We are good to
More
go.
louder.
If you want.
More louder.
Okay. Sir, you're good to go.
Hello? Hello, madam.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you and bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having you. And may all of you be blessed in whatever field
Thank
you
you so
are.
much. Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much,
much.
sir. Thank you for all your words of wisdom. We feel really inspired because through all the hardships you came across, and I feel like that we all can do wonders while living in this generation. Thank you so much. So, last but not the least, we have our speaker, Miss Mary. Miss Mary, she's a founder and president of Zenith Global Health, a seasoned nurse with expertise in minimally invasive procedures and robotics. With over a decade of experience, she has transformed healthcare systems across Africa, working with established organizations and startups to enhance productivity and sustainability. Mary's
Don't
focus
do
area,
it.
please everyone mute yourself. Mary's focus area include transforming healthcare globally, leadership development, capacity building, and talent retention. Through her work, Mary drives change and innovation in healthcare sector, making a significant impact on the global scale. Her dedication to empower healthcare standards and leadership development is truly inspiring. Thank you, Ms. Mary, for joining us. Go ahead. Ms. Mary, you are on mute.
Right. Hello, and thank you very much for having me. I like the speakers to please turn on their camera if they can. If not, please be ready to. I see the reaction is not doing much. It's only giving two options. Anyway, so I have a question to all the speakers, and that's why I'm asking you to turn on your camera if you can. I'd like you, by show of hands, to let us know if at any point in your journey you've thought about giving up. I have a question. How many people have thought about giving up? But yeah, exactly. But we didn't. So we are here today. So kudos to us all. Lessons for those coming behind us. There's going to be many times when you feel like giving up. There's going to be many times when you think, what have I let myself into? The most important thing is to find yourself in that situation. Do not dwell on it for too long. Do not wallow in it. Do something about it. And some of the things we can do about it are what we've been, hearing here this afternoon today. So my talk actually will be a kind of summary or wrap up. I try not to repeat too much of what's been said already, because even though our experiences are different and unique, entrepreneurship carries the same ups and downs, dancing back and forth, like gently put it. And so in my introduction will start my talk. So please pay attention. Like most people here, I come from a family of entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs actually. From a very young age, helped my mom. And growing up, everybody thought I was going to go into law because of my personality, what I do, how I do things. And I wanted to study law as well. But I chose to study nursing. And a lot of people were disappointed because they felt it's a waste of my brilliance. Because, I was a really brilliant student, got all the marks and everything. But that was what I wanted to do. I don't know. Well, but now I advocate for global health equity. So in a way, I haven't studied law, but I'm in that space as an entrepreneur, which is even double-edged because I'm advocating, I'm using my skills and knowledge. I'm in a space where advocacy is needed. So there you are. I'm still, on that path. So the first thing I'm going to say to all our aspiring entrepreneurs and even to those of us, because when we have our events, I always when my team puts out their post, I will go in there and I'll edit it and I put to learn to share, and they'll be thinking, wow, these people are global thought leaders. I say, yeah, we will still learn. There'll be something to be learned. So the first thing I want to say is that knowing where we're going and how to get there is priceless. So it's important to know your why. Why am I starting this? Am I solving a global problem? Is it to do personal experiences? Is it because I want to make money? We've heard about money a lot today. So it's okay. You can talk about money. And I'm going to share my experience about money, entrepreneurship, especially social entrepreneurship with you. So once you know your why, that will guide you into who. The who will guide you into what. The what will guide you into when. And the when will now become the pinnacle of your journey. When to seek help, when to seek finances, when to learn more, when to know more, when to reevaluate, when to down tool, when to start again. You notice that in all of this, I haven't said when to give up because that's not an option. Okay? Now, let me talk about money briefly. Ambassador Adeshola was talking about you need to put aside money to do your business. Very important. Now, let me tell you how I arrived at putting money. Before I started my journey, well, I still have money, but not as much. I had money, lots of money, and I'll tell you why. I was working as a specialist practitioner. I haven't actually introduced myself, never mind. I was working as a specialist practitioner in minimally invasive surgery and robotics. So as a specialist, I earn lots of money. I'm a consultant to industry because of my specialist background. I earn money. Now, and I do a bit of business because I didn't lose sight of what I learned from my mother. Now, when we started Zenith Global Health, because it was a social entrepreneur, I thought we don't have to make money. So I was pouring my money into it. We can get funding here and there, that's fine. If say we needed 10,000, if we get 5,000, I won't even think about it. I just put another 5. Bad idea, okay? Because we've been going for 10 years. And suddenly, somewhere along the line, actually somebody, because then I come to value-added people in a minute. The people around me, the value-added people, they were watching me and they were thinking, okay, she's passionate. Okay, she wants to help. Okay, she wants help to be equitable, but she's doing it the wrong way when it comes to money. Because in my mind, I thought if it's an NGO, if it's social entrepreneurship, you don't have to make money. So they called me and they said, you don't have to be poor because you're running a social enterprise. And by that time, money was actually running out. So it's important to think about money, A, for yourself, for your entrepreneurship journey, and also for the people you want to serve. Because there's going to come a point in time when you have to give back. Okay? And giving back doesn't have to be on a large scale. Giving back and actually come back to add value to your journey and to your business and to whatever you're doing. So, talking about value added people, it's important as an entrepreneur to surround ourselves with value added people. And I always use that word value added because when you start up and you have a bit of success, people will flock around you. That is the time when you have to know who is who, which can be difficult sometimes, but don't worry. They'll show themselves up and then you work it out at some point. And so these value-added people, they're like the people I said that called me and said, you know what, this is what you do. This is how you do it. And this is how to achieve sustenance so that you don't burn out. Okay, because there's going to be lots of no's. And when you are scaling up and you're having, your no's, it becomes a problem if you don't have a backup plan financially. Okay. So in talking about value added, it's important to know that you are part of the bigger picture. So hold your value and bring your value. It doesn't matter whether you are starting today, you started a year, 5, 10 years ago. hold your value, and bring value. When people see that, they'll begin to respect you. They begin to work on your behalf, even when you don't know or need it. Sometimes when we need to reach out, people will come to me and say, oh, okay, send that email and mention my name. And when I send an email and mention, the response will be, oh, if so and so ask us to, we will respond. And it's because these people have watched us over the years. They've been part of what we do. They see how we do it. They see why we do it. Again, I'm going back to why. Because your why will guide you. And the world is watching. It doesn't matter where you're at in your entrepreneurial journey. The world is watching. And it is that why, that value, that integrity that will draw value-added people to you. Now, my journey as an entrepreneur, I trained in Nigeria. My background is nursing, actually. So I trained in Nigeria. I came here and continued to work in the NHS. And at that time, the minimally invasive surgery was just coming up. And the learning curve is the longest I've ever seen. Sometimes one procedure may take us 10 hours, 12 hours. We've done 18 hours. And sometimes 8 hours. We still go back to the traditional way of doing surgery. We open up. So there was a lot of criticism about, oh, if we were doing it the traditional way, we could have finished 5 hours ago. You are blocking time. So not many people wanted to do it, but for some reason, I don't know why at that time. Now I know why. Somewhere along the line, I knew why. But at that time, I just stuck by it. I just wanted to do it. I just saw that there's an innovative way of working. So not only did I, stick by it, I was supporting the surgeons. I was encouraging them. Sometimes they'll think, oh my God, maybe we should. I said, no, we have to. You know that last week, we didn't come this far last week. Now we've come this far. And that's how I started, being at the forefront of innovation, and then saw the gap in that as healthcare professionals, we work in silo. We do great things in silo. What can we do to have more impact, especially globally? Bringing everybody together. Because when we have our master classes, people come from all over the world. In my work in transforming health in Africa, I go all over Africa. I support industry in establishing centers of excellence, put the curriculum together and everything. So I see greatness on both sides and what could be achieved. So that was how we started Zenny Global Health, for partnership, for collaboration, shared learning in the UK. And also, one other thing was that when I joined the NHS, somebody, in those days, it's not like now when we have the diversity, the inclusion, you can do this, you can't do this. Somebody used a certain word at my earshot, and they didn't know that I had. And I was very young at the time, so I was very thirsty. My initial reaction could have been to answer back. And this is my why. But somehow I didn't answer back. But I stood and I said to myself out loud, as long as I'm in this profession, as long as I live and breathe, actually, no one will ever use these words on anyone around me, especially people from Black and ethnic minority. So I started out mentoring, teaching, training, doing everything possible, to support people to advance. And that's another, giving back. And now a lot of them, if I put out anything, they want to be part of it because they knew how, we have fought together to achieve what we have now in this environment. So that was how we started the workforce development aspect of Zenny Global Health, and then bridging the global south, global north divide in global health equity. Now, as entrepreneurs, it's important that we celebrate little wins because there's going to be disappointments, sleepless nights, and also turning those disappointments into stepping stones. I call that resilience. And they always say that if there is no room at the table, bring your own chair. I always would say, twist to that. Don't bring just any old chair. Decorate your chair. Put, crystals on it. Put different colors on it. So that when you are sat at that table, they will find it difficult to ignore you. They will notice your table. They will gravitate towards you. They will ask, what are you doing at this table? Whether cynically, whether nicely, that's the opportunity to say, actually, this is why I'm at this table. In closing, what I want to say is that maybe not in closing, I want to talk about self-care because we tend to forget. I'm guilty of this, but I'm mindful. I know most entrepreneurs are guilty. And Nina was talking about this earlier on. I only got to know about mindfulness when last year I felt really ill because my job, entails traveling a lot as well to different time zone countries, sometimes back to back. Sometimes when I came back from Saudi 2, 3 weeks ago, and somebody said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm not going anywhere now. It's Christmas and I'm winding down. In 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be in Kigali." So this is where self-care comes in. I then had to start mindfulness. I then have to start to tell myself, we tend to forget, but it's important to remind ourselves that we cannot pour from an empty vessel or empty jug. So self-care is important. Different ways, whatever suits, whatever works, especially in different environments, that we find ourselves. Now, make sure you foster trust. Make sure whatever happens to a person of integrity, make sure whatever happens, you stand your ground, you do not compromise. Entrepreneurship could be lonely, especially if you are in a journey that you want to achieve something, especially when it's social entrepreneurship is doubly hard because you need people to buy into your vision, into your dream, so that you can achieve and get to where you're going to. Do not give up. And this is my closing remark now. People will come into your life for a reason. When they exit, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be disappointed. I've had people promising like until the last moment and they will disappoint. Yes, I will mourn it, but do something different. Some people, so if they are there for a reason, when that reason is fulfilled, they will leave. Mourn it, acknowledge it, move on. They are there for a season, 1 year, 2, 3 years. Thank God for the time they are with you. Make the best of the lessons learned and don't let it hold you down. And some will be with you for a lifetime. And when we talk about 10th anniversary, and recently when I was named as one of the 50 BAME healthcare leaders, somebody put a comment, like half a paragraph. And when you read that comment, you can tell that that person held our hand 10 years ago. So there will always be people that will be with you for a lifetime. And now we are not only in Africa, we operate in different parts of, we're not only in the UK, we operate in different parts of Africa, UAE. Recently, we had delegates from Saudi Arabia and America, all over. And this was an organization. Please, if you forget anything that I've said today, remember this. And I'm saying this publicly for the first time. I wanted to say it next year for our 10th anniversary. But I'm so moved and passionate and encouraged by this platform that I've decided to say it to you now. 10 years ago, somebody called us a one-off wonder. Here we are 10 years after and established across the world. If any of us here can do it, you too can do it. Thank you, Mahim. Thank you for the team. Thank you for your amazing work. I look forward to, long-time partnership with you. Thanks to everyone. Speakers, I've been inspired. and attendees, thank you for staying with us. And a lot of people on this platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Mary, so much for sharing your personal journey and all the speakers to share your personal journey, your setbacks, and your rejections, and the lessons that you learned along the way. I think this is a conversation that I will always recap in my head whenever I feel like giving up. So yeah, thank you so much. And now it's time to
Thank
hand
you.
over the stage to Miss Agnes, our moderator for this event, to engage our audience in the Q&A part. So Ms. Agnes is a visionary entrepreneur leader dedicated to innovation, empowerment, and sustainable growth. She's a co-founder and an administrator of the Universal Higher Institute of Management and Science. Ms. Agnes also serves as a country representative for Women Ascension. She's an inspiration moderator guiding participants towards impactful solutions and transformative success. Welcome, Ms. Agnes. Please take the floor. It's all yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Entrepreneur Ecole. Thank you, Women Ascension. Thank you for all the amazing presentations. I will not say anything. We all have heard and we are inspired by all the positive and the negatives which the speakers have brought to us. Now is for us to make decisions and make informed decisions. I will give the floor for questions and answers because there are some people who have been asking if it's not yet time for questions and answers. So, but before giving the floor for those who are having questions, I just want to get quick to be. I got some questions from the chat, so I'll just bring it to the speaker's attention so that they can respond so quickly and give the floor to those who do not write in the chat to equally come in with their questions. So the first question goes thus: I have an interest in baking, especially making birthday cakes. Is this also entrepreneurship?
Jen, would you like to inspire that?
Yeah, it's absolutely entrepreneurship. It's a service, it's a gift, it's a creative. You can get innovative with it, right? So anything that you have that is an offering is absolutely entrepreneurship. You're the one that'll be creating it. You're the one that'll be sharing it with the world, and you're the one that, will inevitably make a plan to find a way to make that profitable and scalable for yourself.
Thank you so much, Madam Ms. Jane. I will go to the second question. Many people believe that entrepreneurship is largely about knowing the right mindset and is to some extent a natural talent. Do you think entrepreneurship is something people are born with, or is it a skill that can be cultivated through learning and experience? I would love to hear from your perspectives on this. I don't know if Miss Roper is still in the house.
Miss Rupa just had to exit.
Yeah. Miss Mary, would you like to answer this question? Ma'am, you're mute.
No, you are not born with it. It could be learned. The most important thing is, like I said, to have your why. Like the lady who wants to bake, you may have observed that maybe you went somewhere and you do not like the cake that you ate, or people are always asking you if you know somebody who can bake, and then you start. So once you have an idea, like Jen Lin said, and you want to create it and you want to mold it, let's use cake again as an example, since we have cake on the table. So you get your flour, you get your eggs, you get the water, you get the yeast, you have an oven. Those are the ingredients that you need to look for your idea. whether it's in health, it's in creativity, it's in buying and selling. I think the situation here is the definition of entrepreneurship. Okay. So if you know you got something, that something is speaking to a situation or a person or a people, local, global, wherever, community, then you can start your journey. But the most important thing is to know what you need, the people that you need, and most of the things that have been said here today to help you before you even set out at all, to be clear and to have something to set out with, and not wait until you've acquired masters in business studies or anything like that before you start your journey.
Thank you so much, Mims. We'll move to the third question, which is how to start from scratch if we have $0. I don't know if you can equally intervene.
Okay, so right. Again, it depends on what you want to do. I believe we've talked about money a lot here. You need some form of finance, okay? It may be that you have this idea and you say to yourself, I have this idea that I'm working on. It's going to take me 6 months to, start executing it. In the six, and then you need say 500. You need to know how much you need anyway. Let me go back to my story. When we had our first summit and an award ceremony, I didn't realize how much we would need when we started the planning. But when I spoke to the venue and they told me how much, I immediately, went back and think, okay, we need to put ticket sales on the website. Okay, I need to find X amount of money until ticket sales start coming in because the venue will want something to secure the date. So, so you need within that time when you've thought about it, when you know you need this much, you start working about on your finances. Maybe you cut back on some things. Maybe you take an extra job. Maybe, like I said, one of the reasons I was throwing money at Zenith was because I was earning money in double um, income streams. Now I'm fully retired. But thank God I learned that lesson before I left my day job, right? So you still need to make that plan. And that is what will help you. The other thing, the other way to it is once you know what you want to do, right, you can find an organization that is doing it already, where either you can get the experience or you give your time in return for something. Because usually it's not all about the dollar. But for the money, you need a plan as to, how to get it ready. But don't let it
Thank
stop
you.
you.
I hope the people who ask the questions are there and they are getting the responses.
Dr. Agnes, can we give floor to Jen? She wants to add her answer as well. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, please. I wanted to just remind you all that there's something very, very extremely powerful that you have access to right now. And I'm going to ask you, all of you listening, turn on your camera. Turn on your camera. Let me see you. Are you confident enough? Do you have the courage to turn your cameras on for just one moment, right? Because if you can do that, you can start building your empire, okay? Vulnerability, being able to be seen, talking, sharing, being authentic, are such a huge part of drawing in what it is that you need and starting somewhere. It's one way to draw in capital. It's one way to draw in sponsors. It's one way to draw in other people and start building your network and telling your story, talking about your passion, right? Everybody has access to have their own forum, and that is so important. I do not care if you are 14 years old, right? you have a social media mostly. And social media is a powerful, powerful platform and tool. You can talk about anything on your social media that you find important, and building your brand, which is how people see you from the outside in, is something that you absolutely have to learn how to do appropriately. But then that's it. Turn on the camera, start speaking, and do what I call PER. Practice, rehearse, and repeat. Always practice, rehearse, and repeat. So just PER.
Thank you. Please, Miss Cindy, any question from your end? If there's no question,
I actually answered one of the questions on the chat, and it was regarding the product and the caps. And I said both are very important, but I want to add more detail to it, is to let everyone know we are blessed. The only, I like to serve positivity. And for me, the COVID era, the positivity out of that was we have this now. We have another world to build our relationships around the globe. And it's actually no cost. It costs less than for me, traveling to Miami for work from Taiwan at the moment, I have to say, in truth, I pretty much can do that just on my computer. I really didn't have to come, but I wanted to see the city. However, when it comes to product and capital, look at what Ms. Maheen and her team did. They found us through LinkedIn. Be active on LinkedIn, comment, post, anything that inspires you, do that, because you'd be surprised what you could gather and have if the caps are what you need. I think for myself, between these two, I actually find the product itself has to be more important, because if you don't believe it, you can't sell it. And that means if you don't believe in yourself, you can't sell it at all. So that's something that I want to leave with you of that specific topic. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. If you don't believe it, you can't sell it. Our fourth question goes thus: what is more crucial for an entrepreneur start out? Have a well-developed that's the question that has just been responded to. And the last one is, what is more crucial for... Anyway, the question that I've answered it already. Please, questions from the audience. Those who are asking for question and answer time, please, this is the time for you to come up with your questions.
Anyone of you have any question from any speaker, please raise your hands. We'll give you turn and you can ask your question. We'll wait for 1 minute.
All right, till we have 1 minute, I would like to add a few things. We have a LinkedIn page of Entrepreneurship Call, and we have tagged each and every brilliant speaker to their profile. And from their profile, you can see, you can read, and you know more about them, what they do, and how they can help you in different prospects of the vision that you're aligning for future. So please go through that, and please polish your LinkedIn profile so that when you are reaching your speakers, anyone to connect, they understand who you are as well. So it will be a win-win situation for both the end to understand and to start the conversation. So please kindly go to the Entrepreneurship Call posts. Please go through each and every speaker and please connect with them. These are incredible individuals. Not just they are doing so good in their life because they are not giving up. And number two, they are very humble. They're very, very humble. They're true human. They like to connect. They like to help individuals and they love to give back. So not everyone is lucky to have such good people around them. When you have the opportunity, do not lose it. All right. So I hope you guys will connect with them. If you have any questions, please ask, because the meeting is prolonging too much and we have to wrap up eventually because their time is important too.
There was like 3 or 4 questions in the
Yeah.
ad a second
unable
ago.
to.
Okay.
Miss Agnes, can you find those questions? I think I lost them. Miss Janet, like, can you open your mic and ask your questions because I am a bit lost at the moment.
I see them again now.
Yeah.
How do you identify the right market for your product or
Right.
service, especially in a globalized economy? Is one of them.
Any of the speaker who would like to answer this question, please do. So Harun, do you like to answer this question?
Do you want to answer, Nina?
Yeah, I can take that quickly, maybe. I will talk to customers. Like, if you're not sure who your product is for, your service, just make sure that you talk to as many people as possible. And you're going to learn something new in each conversation that you have. And if you just have like 10, 20, even 100, at the end of it, you are going to be very sure of who wants to sell or who wants to buy your product and who you should sell to.
Okay, thank you. Please, can I continue with the second question?
Yes, please.
What qualities should an entrepreneur look for in a mentor, and how do you recommend finding one? What qualities should an entrepreneur look for in a mentor, and how do you recommend finding one?
Okay.
That's a deep question.
Yeah. First of all, you need to know what you're about as an entrepreneur. Once you know what you're about, somebody was talking about connecting with people who are like ahead of you. Then you look at their journey, like Maher rightly said just now, and make your informed decision. You need to know who you want to connect with. What have they done? How have they done it? Speak to the people around you. If you know people in the same sphere, you can approach them. We've heard about boldness, about going forward, about being out there. And with time, when your profile is good and you are present, you are connecting with conversations, you'll be able to know who fits what you want to do. But you are not limited to people in your field or area alone, because there are diverse lessons to be learned as an entrepreneur. Most importantly, is to put yourself out there, look at who, and don't be afraid to get a no. Okay? If you approach somebody to mentor you, I must say this, and they say no, that shouldn't stop you. And this gathering, I think Mehi said this already, is a good place for you to start. People here today are from diverse backgrounds. And because you are part of this platform today, there's an obligation. Well, I always say there's an obligation, but not necessarily. But there's an 80% chance that if you approach somebody today that's been here today, they'll have one or two things to support you with. If they cannot answer all of your questions or give you the full support, they'll have somebody or somewhere where they can signpost you.
That's true. I agree. If you need a mentor, for example, if I need anyone, I know what I'm doing and where I'm stuck. I would, if I find anyone whom I can comfortably talk to, and I believe their profile is strong enough to connect me with the relevant person, then that mentor will lead you to the right individuals. So mentor is basically a door which helps you to lead to other people to fulfill your requirements, what you're looking for. easy person to talk to, resourceful person. So you need to know in industry who are the one who are diversified their profile, they're connecting, they're just, the profile talks about, bridging the gaps. But definitely you can join in, you can take help from them. But you must know exactly what you need. If you're not sure about what you need, we cannot help you. That's the simple thing that we need to share.
Thank you so much for the answers. The third question reads thus: what is one piece of advice you wish you had received at the start of your entrepreneurial journey?
Okay, I'm so sorry. I would like to answer that question, which is the third question. I'm so sorry I didn't turn my camera. The question is, the person have to start small, but think big. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the desire to achieve immediate success or to compare yourself to others who seem far ahead. I've learned that focusing on small actionable steps and mastering the basics can lead to sustainable growth. So every big success story begins with humble beginning, and consistent effort over time compounds into something significant. So my advice to the person is the person have to stay patient, embrace learning, and trust the process while keeping he or she long-term vision alive.
Yes.
Any other?
Yeah, I want to say that this is for entrepreneurship and it's for life. Learn how to recognize what triggers you, what brings you to life, brings something up out of you, whether that be anger, compassion, kindness, joy, sadness, right? Learn what those mean and learn how to understand and connect your body. Having harmony in our journey between working and with our family, with our friends, with our health, and within our body means learning to understand how to achieve that and then walking out those steps. Your calendar is your best friend. Put yourself on your calendar first. Your vacations. I have little alarms that go off for me every 20 minutes to remind me to take a breath like we did with Nina earlier, because that allows my amygdala and my frontal cortex to relax for just a second. Really, your brain only wants to focus for about 20 minutes, and that's it. After that, it starts frying. And that's why you start feeling like you're going, by the end of the day. So it's really important to lean into that and understand that really, truly, your breath is the secret to staying connected and balanced. It's very important. That's it.
That's true. All right.
No, I was
So,
just saying I should put myself on the calendar now.
yeah, I was about to add that too. I have made it like 45 up to 45 minutes. I should have a break. Now we'll make it 20 for sure.
I can see a lot more questions coming up, but we are very short of time. So let's wrap it up. And if you have any more questions, audience, please reach out to them personally. I'm sure they're awesome and they will definitely answer you. So yeah, let's wrap up. So as we conclude our third international conference on Global Entrepreneurship Week, I want to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you who have joined us and been part of this journey with us. We have witnessed the power of entrepreneurship, especially women in entrepreneurship, to drive change, innovation, and growth. We have been inspired by entrepreneurs who have dared to dream, innovate, and disrupt, forming a passionate, driven, and committed community. As we leave this conference, remember that entrepreneurship is for everyone, regardless of background, age, and geography. It's a mindset, it's a way of thinking, a way of being. Let's continue to empower each other, support each other, and celebrate each other's success. Thank you for being part of this conference. Let's keep the momentum going and continue to change the world one entrepreneurial venture at a time. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was so good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Nice
so much.
meeting you all. Thanks, everyone.
All right, dear speakers, I would take 1 more minute from you, and I want to have a picture